Alright, what's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back again with another video, and of course it is Friday, that means another installment of Save Slot, the weekly news show where we cover first party and third party news revolving around PlayStation. Now, first up here, the latest PlayStation exclusive that I've been enjoying. You know what I'm saying? I have my issues with it, but overall, as a cohesive game, I am enjoying the game. I'm about halfway through the game. If you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the halfway point. We are, of course, talking about Days Gone here. And even though Sony and PlayStation have not let out any specific sales numbers, we do have, like, comparison sake sales figures that really point to Days Gone being a success, I think. Like, you know, in terms of sales and that overall commercial success wise version of a success of that game. And so we have here that it's been reported that Days Gone, even though it's been out for I believe 2 weeks as of the writing of this article, is that they have moved more physical copies than God of War, Detroit Become Human, and The Last Guardian, respective of their entire lifespan. So they have sold more physical copies of Days Gone, if I'm reading this correctly, then God of War totally, Detroit totally. You know, for as long as they've been on the market for, God of War came out last April, April 2018, and then Detroit was around May 2018, I believe. It was a few months out. I believe it was May. I'm pretty sure it was May. If not, you know, let me know down below if I'm wrong. Last Guardian came out, I believe, December of 2017. So the amount of physical sales that they've been able to push, Days Gone has already topped all those numbers. So I think that's pretty impressive, honestly. And you know, there's been a lot of rumors that, you know, in the UK it's been selling a lot, you know, really good as well. So I think overall that Days Gone seems to be a success. Honestly, I think it's really, you know, I think it's worthy of these sales figures. I think it's a good game overall. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's amazing. I think it's a very, very good game. And so I'll let you know how I feel about it later on when I beat the game. But overall, it's really surprising to see that Days Gone is selling a lot in Japan. Very, very interesting. Did I mention that? I don't think I mentioned that. I was talking about Japan here, but in Japan, this is not in the UK, not in the US, in Japan. So I guess we'll see if PlayStation ever lets out those sales figures for Days Gone. Next up here, Christian has dreams. He's been messing around with it. He's liking it a lot. He's definitely enjoying it. And he has a little project that he's going to share with the channel here in a few weeks' time, maybe. I don't know when he's going to release it, but he has some, you know, working in dreams. And so he's been liking it a lot. And other fans have been out there. Of course, we've seen a bunch of remakes for different games. We've seen Dead Space be remade in dreams. A ton of other different, you know, games that have been remade and reimagined in dreams. And the latest one here was a Metal Gear Solid HD remake. So we have a tweet here to a link, and I decided just not to, you know, take that link. I'll put it in the description where you can go to that direct link and see that video. But we have Hideo Kojima, you know, doing a quote tweet to this original tweet, and he does some thumbs up, a rainbow, and a snake emoji. And so it looks like you know, this is really cool that Hideo was acknowledging that someone remade one of his franchises, one of his games that he made back in the day, and they made it in dreams. So it looks like he was very much impressed and very much pleased with this remake. So I think it's pretty cool, honestly. I think it's a really cool thing. And even though there may be some copyright issues with you know, I guess Kojima not upholding that copyright, that could be a thing. I've heard people kind of be questioning on that standpoint, but overall I just think it's cool that he acknowledged a fan-made creation of one of his games in the industry. And even though we don't have Death Stranding talk today, Hideo Kojima didn't say anything about Death Stranding, we do have some Last of Us 2 news. As you all know, I am very much looking forward to it. I cannot wait. However, we have another element to put into the saga of if Last of Us Part 2 is coming out 2020 or 2019 this year. So we have a tweet here by Anthony Newman. I believe he is working on the studio. I believe he's a someone in the animation team or something like that. There's some development part of Naughty Dog, and he's looking for positions that, and he just pushed out this you know, post for job listings at Naughty Dog, and they're looking for people to finish, you know, quote, close out the game, right? Close out this game. Obviously, Last of Us Part 2 is what he's talking about, and he says that they especially want to highlight the melee animator position. I guarantee you'll be working on some dope animations, working with my good friend at Lethal, or Lethal. It's a good name. I like it. Good name. It's kind of messy up there, but I like that name. I like it a lot. But this is, I guess, the news here. So we have Naughty Dog still putting out jobs, and he is, you know, specifically pushing this for people to help them close out Last of Us Part 2. And so a lot of people are still, you know, hoping, and let me get this straight. I am also hoping that, you know, Last of Us Part 2 comes out 2019. I want it to come out as soon as it can, but be the best that it can be. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be rushed. I want it to be just ready when it's ready, and I hope that's ready in 2019, but I just don't see it. The fact that they're still hiring to close out this game, guys, I just don't see it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you one of the people that think that Last of Us Part 2 will be out in 2019? Do you think 2020? I would like it to come out 2019. I just don't see it happening. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Next up here, we have we have a lot of Ubisoft news this week. So first one here, we had this whole debacle. I'm gonna just post on screen here. We have Julian Cridy, I guess his last name is, or Gridy. He says, quote, working on the next hashtag Splinter Cell with @Dana, whatever his name is, and Ram Kamor in Lyon. Can't wait for E3, crossover with The Crew 2 with Fergus. Only missing Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six, but on their way, Far Cry, For Honor, The Division 2, Rainbow Six Siege, Ghost Recon. And so we have this tweet here, right? This was definitely hitting the waves, and mainly because it is explicitly saying that Splinter Cell is a thing by developers at Ubisoft. And so it was a big thing over the internet. A lot of people were thinking that this was real. This was an official announcement. This is obviously them saying that, yo, Splinter Cell is coming. And even though I think Splinter Cell is also coming as well, a lot of people, I think it's pretty much said to them here that Splinter Cell is alive and is still going to be coming out in the future. We had Ubisoft come out and kind of do some damage control about the game. I mean about this tweet. So they definitely did some damage control about this tweet. It says, quote, Julian was obviously joking, as Julian likes to do. It looks like our creative directors are having fun right now. We do not have any announcements to make at this time. And so this is a drunk tweet. They were all drinking, and this was just a joke appealing to Ubisoft. Now, I think that the tweet itself is a drunk tweet, right? I think the info in this about Splinter Cell is not fake. I think that obviously Splinter Cell is coming out, but just the notion of this tweet is definitely a drunk tweet. So let me go, just let me know what you think in the comments below. Were you fooled by this tweet? Were you just, I thought it was real. I was like, oh, okay, like this is an odd way to announce Splinter Cell officially, but all right, sounds good. And like, even though we've had murmurs of Splinter Cell being a real thing, just hearing it from, you know, Ubisoft people, you know, it was just very, very weird to see this happen. But turns out they were drunk. Turns out it was fake. But I think that the news there and the content is real. Do you guys remember that game? I think it was 2 E3s ago, or last E3 even. Skull and Bones, developed again under the Ubisoft umbrella, and it's supposed to be this pirate game that essentially is taking the best parts of the Assassin's Creed pirate levels and the ship levels and bringing it to a full-fledged game. And so a lot of people, well, not even a lot of people, I think some people are hyped for this. Me personally, it's not tickling my fancy, but they have announced here that they are going to push the game into a later date. They say, quote here, we're going to batten down the hatches and push back on the game's arrival. This is a challenging news for us, but it's what's needed to make Skull and Bones as awesome as it can be. Our focus remains on quality first, and we're grateful for your undying support. And so that was tweeted this morning. I mean, not this morning, but at some point this week on May 15th, that they will be pushing Skull and Bones to a later date. And so that's just what it is. And so it was originally due out back in 2018, but you know, it was pushed again to, I think, to 2019, and now it's being pushed to whenever it comes out. So I guess it's good overall, you know what I'm saying, because like that famous quote says, a bad game on launch is always a bad game. You know what I'm saying? A delay, it makes the game better. Whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about here. So I think, you know, I guess we'll see when Skull and Bones comes out, but we will not be seeing it here at E3 or in 2019 nonetheless. And speaking of what we will see here at E3, we have Ubisoft here coming out. A ton of Ubisoft stories this week, but Ubisoft has come out, and of course they announced last week that they have their Ghost Recon Breakpoint game coming out on October 4th. That's been announced and done. However, they also said this week that they have 3 unannounced AAA games that have, again, like I said before, unannounced, have not been announced yet. And so those 3 games are supposed to be coming out sometime between now and the end of March 2020. So within, the next few couple months here, almost a year at this point. And so there's going to be 3 Ubisoft AAA games that have yet to come out. And so I think one of them is an obvious one. I think one of them is clearly going to be Watch Dogs 3, set in London, probably due out in the fall of 2019 this year. But who knows what the year 2 could be. There's a lot of different guesses out there, but I don't know. It's not going to be Assassin's Creed. They already said that they're not putting out a AC game this year, that they will be waiting a year and putting out in 2020, and that's rumored to be the Viking game and stuff like that. But who knows what the next one could be? Maybe it's Splinter Cell. Who knows? I don't know. But it looks like we have 3 games. It's a pretty safe bet that we have one of them in lock. That's Watch Dogs 3. But who knows what the other 2 will be? I guess we'll have to see for E3. Lately, I don't know what it is, but I've been on a mad Fortnite and Apex kick. I've been going back and forth between the 2. But the Fortnite has definitely sucked me in for this new event that they have here. It's called the John Wick crossover event. Of course, debuting and helping to promote the new John Wick movie as well, John Wick 3. And so they have here a new event. You can get the skin for John Wick, a new skin that evolves and changes over the course, I believe, of the game as you get kills, or I think maybe over time in the game. I forgot which one exactly. I'm pretty sure it's kills, but it does evolve, and it's evolving skin, so that's pretty cool to see that there. You can, I believe, buy that right now in the Fortnite shop. You can go and definitely get that going in your cart and on yourself for Fortnite. But also they have a new event here that they read here. They say, quote, in a new event that kicks off today, players will be able to partake in a limited time mode called Wick's Bounty. You'll need to eliminate others to earn coins and fulfill the bounty. But the further ahead you are, the more valuable a target you are to other players. You can earn some special rewards too, such as golden token back bling, one-shot glider, boogeyman wrap, and bonus XP. And so you can earn all those within the cool LTM. I played it. It's cool. You get like 3 respawns. I like it a lot. It's pretty. It definitely does add a lot more intensity to the game and a lot more, I guess, anxiety, I guess, if you will, to the game. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go check out Fortnite's John Wick crossover if you're interested. Next up here, we have, of course, Quantic Dream. Aside from all the news that they are bringing, Beyond Two, wow, that was total crazy. Beyond Two Souls and a bunch of other games that they've developed in the past 3 years and bring it to PC. They have also come out and are going to do some rebranding and do a little facelift for their new kind of feature. It looks like they're carving here. So they have a new logo here. You can see up on screen, and I like it. It looks pretty cool. It's a new logo. I just figured I'd just throw it in here just to make sure you guys know that Quantic Dream has a new logo out. And it's looking like it's definitely more clean, looking more sleek. It's very much reminiscent of what they did with like Detroit, kind of like that like light blue S type thing, and like the way they have the font going. It's cool. I like it overall. It's a very clean logo. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys like the new logo? Do you guys hate it? Let me know your thoughts down below. And lastly here, probably the biggest news industry-wise this week was that Sony and Microsoft have announced that they are partnering up in some technological innovations that they will be upholding for the future. So they say that this is a strategic partnership, not anything that isn't that, but just very much a strategic partnership to benefit both parties. They say here that essentially what's happening is that they are going to be investing in using technology to push the gaming streaming services and stuff like that. And so in the short term, Sony and PlayStation will be using the Microsoft Azure data centers to be able to better utilize and better bolster their streaming capabilities, like with PS Now. And it looks like they will be looking into developing better ways of doing those things and better ways of supporting that way of delivering a game, as well as AI solutions for that as well. And so very interesting here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is very, very interesting that they are kind of teaming up on this. And honestly, a lot of people are saying that this could be some sort of fight back against Google Stadia, and I kind of see that, but I just don't think it. I think it just goes deeper than that. I think it's just them just wanting to do this and wanting better for their different customers and everything. And I feel like, as the saying goes, all ships rise in a rising tide. So I think that this could be a similar way in form and fashion, and maybe that they are kind of teaming up to do this so that they can bolster and strengthen their own markets to kind of get rid of them having to give a certain amount of profits to the retailers that they have to do right now currently in the modern day. So I think this is a pretty cool thing. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you guys cool? Are you guys excited that Sony and Microsoft are kind of working together on this specific thing? Of course, they're competitors on the gaming marketplace and in terms of first parties and stuff like that and everything. But it's just pretty cool to see that they are partnering up on this endeavor, and hopefully we will get better streaming capabilities in the future. And ladies and gentlemen, that has been this week's Save Slot. If you all enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on the videos, or stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest greatest in PlayStation. Down below you can find our different Twitter links, our Discord links as well. Be sure to check out those down below in the description. Thank you for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.